Okay, well, that didn't work out all that great, but Nikki two times coming at you again with another Sunday Funday. We're on episode 65, guys. Thanks for being here with me. We got Joe Manson in the house first to get here. What's going on, Joe? We've got my man Moon over in Miami. Moon, glad to have you here. Likely at work, driving to work. What's going on? Our alternate ego, two times gaming. My man Mark, BC Sports Cards in the house. Doug out is here. We got my man Sith Lordly on his PSA Tendencies channel. Welcome in. As Moon said, I know Sith will concur. Raiders tied for first place, and we'll certainly get into football today. Wrap up. Quickest, fastest 2 hours in all of social media. Thanks for being here. We'll get a early 10 spin just for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to lower the music just a bit. Bear with me. I quickly got started and didn't even grab the headphones, so I probably don't sound the best. Let me go get my headphones and mic, and I will be right back.
I'll be back.
It seems like every week I'm rushing around last minute just to get everything going. What's going on there, Tommy? How about them Eagles, buddy? Good to have you here, Tommy. We've been missing you on Saturday. You should start coming back on Saturday nights so it's Spine Ticks Live. What kind of operation are we running here? Hold on. What kind? Sis says, "What kind of operation are we running here?" We're definitely an unprofessional a lot. Go sleeping. I'm seeing Esprit saying something about go sleeping. Yeah, we're definitely in amateur hour here, there, BC. You know, it's only the second time I've done it this way, but I'm trying. Give me a break. Yeah, I've like jumped in here so fast I didn't even have a chance to put on the game, so I'm probably not even going to bother watching. You guys are just going to have to give me scores and updates. I know my man BC will certainly keep me up to date with the scores. Espit Taranga 2.0. Yeah, I think the mic sounds a ton better than just trying to speak through the laptop I have here. Well, I got a lot of things set up. You know, we go over the sports. I leave a lot of the chat for you, but I like now doing it this way because I can do clips when I want to do clips. And we'll go right off the bat with this clip that I played last week as well for my Philadelphia Eagles. All right, so thanks for all being here, guys. J and M Tree Services wants me to do a backflip. Definitely not going to do that. I will fall flat on my face there, J and M. That is certainly not in the cards. I definitely feel like a rookie, though, still trying to like work out all the kinks and hitting these buttons at the proper time. Especially because I'm trying to look at comments, but then got to put the music back on. Well, let me get into some of the smaller stuff before I get into the meat and potatoes of the sports world. You know, football is back. Baseball's about to come to an end on the regular season for, you know, what's right around the corner, October baseball. But we're looking at NASCAR first. Today was the Enjoy Illinois 300 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Congratulations to the winner, Denny Hamlin, in the number 11 Joe Gibbs Racing Progressive Toyota. He has etched his way in to the next round. So we have one more race on this round of playoffs where Denny Hamlin and Chase Briscoe, they're already going to advance based off of their wins the past 2 weeks. Yeah, he's not the only player that's been cold as of late, and we will certainly get into that talk in just a little bit. My man Schwarber did hit an RBI today, but hasn't done much anything else. Major League Baseball or Major League Soccer, it's going to be real quick. No games, no English Premier. They're on international break right now. There's World Cup qualifiers going on, and I'm not really getting into any of the World Cup qualifying stuff. Yes, I do follow soccer, Tommy. I used to have season tickets to the Philadelphia Union, probably for the first 8, 9, 10 seasons. I don't remember how long I had season tickets for. And definitely I do follow English Premier League as well. No, I'm not like Phil's Treehouse there, Sith. I do not watch a whole lot of ladies soccer. I do like me some Julie Ertz from the U.S. women's national team, but not much other than that. I don't particularly like how woke the women's soccer team is, so you won't be seeing me really watch any ladies soccer. They are an absolute blast, Tommy. Tailgates aren't that dissimilar to going to an Eagles game. Definitely can get people put them back. Now, they're not going to be as rowdy and throwing punches and stuff, but tailgates are actually a lot of fun at the Philadelphia Union games. My man Swag in the house. How about them Broncos? Certainly going to talk about that, Swag. I have a clip for you, so stick around for that. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep up with all the comments. Not a lot, right? Not a lot of it is here right now. I'm sure mostly everybody is watching that Bills-Ravens game. That's definitely, other than the Eagles-Cowboys game, that's probably the game of the week to watch. Ravens-Bills. Even though it's the first week, I'm sure that's got a lot of interest and a lot of eyeballs on it. My man Grant is in the house. G does things. What's going on, G? Hopefully everything has been great for you. You've had a wonderful summer. I haven't been to your channel in quite a while either. I know a handful of times I went through there. There wasn't nothing new posted. So I kind of stopped for a little bit. But good to have you here tonight, Grant. Hopefully your summer was excellent. I was just about to say you probably did play a lot of golf throughout the summer. I hope your skills are getting even better because you already were a better golfer than myself, and you probably have way surpassed me now as well. Russ might be available. We'll certainly get into talking about MVP implications and Hall of Fame considerations a little bit tonight, guys. Got a little debate going on. Me, Swag, and Sith talking about stats versus other metrics that Sith believes are more valuable, and we'll get into it. I have my opinion, he has his, but at the end of the day, we are bros, so we like to jab at one another. But before I do that, where are we in things? We will certainly start talking baseball first. Football will be a little bit later. Let's pull up the first slide. We are here, folks. This is your American League. Blue Jays, they're up by 3 games in their division. Tigers are up in the Central by 8.5, and the Astros up by 3.5. And as you can tell, the Yankees had that first wild card spot, plus 5 games. Red Sox plus 3.5. Mariner even. These are all like before today's game. Don't crucify me on anything I talk about with baseball, because this is I made this all up this morning before today's game started. Royals, they're a game back. Rangers 1.5 back. Guardians 2.5 back. Rays 3 back. Orioles and Angels still mathematically in it 8 games back, and the A's 8.5 back. We're looking at about roughly each team has 18 to 20 games remaining. So we'll see if any of those teams that are just out have a chance to make it in. Yeah, spinach sucks. I agree. Spinach does suck. Well, again, Sith, once we reach that, and I do have a slide for you, you'll actually be kind of impressed that I even thought to do this tonight. But we'll definitely go over some war stats tonight as well. But I have my opinion on that stat. And we'll get to that in just a moment after we get through the standings. And my girl, Brittany, is in the house. So, Brittany, you get one of these.
Hello, cutie pie.
On to the next slide. We're looking at the National League. Phillies, they're up by 7 games. Brewers up by 6.5, and the Dodgers up by a single game. Cubs are holding that first wild card spot, plus 5 games up. Padres plus 1, and Mets holding the last wild card spot. You have San Francisco Giants are 4 games back. Diamondbacks are 4.5. Reds are 5 back, and Cardinals are 5.5 back. As you can see, again, some other teams not mathematically eliminated yet, but darn close. They pretty much would have to win out and a bunch of other things to happen. And we know that that's not going to happen. Yet, Rockies are so far down on the list, you can't even see them. They might be up in the mountains where they're from, but they're down way in the dumps below the valley on the standings. You wait and see to where when I come to that, Sith, when we actually talk about measuring stats. But let me get back on camera. As we all know, I haven't been doing the prime lately. I got to get the sugar high. I'm drinking my cherry Pepsi, which certainly is what always gets me bloated every day. Oh, everybody gets a vote. Everybody gets a vote, Sith. That's why I'm not so sure about the metrics of WAR, because it seems like everybody gets a vote. But we'll get into all those stats right now. We'll get right to it. We'll get into the stats that I always like to show first. And we'll go right there. We're starting. See, you're not quite reading my mind. I'm actually going to show some OPS tonight, believe it or not. But we're going to start right here with the home run leaders. Cal Riley with 52, Kyle Schwarber 49, Shohei Ohtani with 47. Again, this was before, I believe, Shohei hit 2 more bombs today to tie that up. And Eugenio with 44, Aaron Judge with 43, Junior Caminero with 41. But creeping up back behind that is Juan Soto. And we will certainly talk some Juan Soto as we go through the MLB segment of tonight's programming. And I know Sith has a lot to say about Juan Soto. I don't know how. I have a hard time. There we go. Next, we'll look at RBIs. Kyle Schwarber with 119. He got another one today. Pete Alonso with 113. And Cal Riley with 110. Suarez with 107. Caminero 103. Riley Green 103. And you still see, sitting on the list, Aaron Judge with 97. And the first time talking about it since I started bringing up stats, we are looking at OPS. For those who don't know the term, that's on base plus slugging. I actually put a lot of stock into this, Sith, as of late. We're looking at some stellar numbers from the guys at the top. Aaron Judge, 1100, however you want to say it. Ohtani with a 992. George Springer with a 942, Kyle Schwarber 929, Kyle Riley 925, and that Juan Soto at 924, and the rest of the list. But here's where it gets a little bit interesting, and where my man Sith likes to put a lot of stock into WAR, which is an algorithm, not actual stats. It's an algorithm that a mathematician or a statistician, however you want to look at it, made up this formula to come up with this number. So it's not actually based off of anything specific. But here is a list for you to take a look at. You got your top guys. You got your man Juan Soto at a 6.3. Shohei Ohtani in fifth at a 5.5. Kyle Schwarber much further down the list at a 4.5. This is just strictly offensive WAR, offensive number WAR. Felt like it was a little bit unfair. I had to tweak it a little bit. Kyle Schwarber being a DH. We're looking more at actual numbers. But you know who's missing when I look at this list? Good players like Pete Alonso, and a really good player who's also right up there in average, and Freddie Freeman is nowhere on this list to be found. But here's the thing, Sith, that I think about when I think about WAR. If WAR is such a great stat to be looked at, how come this stat is not on the Major League Baseball website? So when I look at stats and I post stats and I show you the first handful of clips, I go right to MLB.com and get all those stats. WAR is not included on that. So yes, WAR is something that you can look at, but to say that that's the end all be all, and that me and Swag are the crazy ones that don't put any stock into it, neither does Major League Baseball, because you can't find that stat anywhere on their website. We got my man Adam's Card Closet in the house. What's going on there, Adam? Well, it is not in their regular set of stats, and I go into it all. There is OPS. There is slugging percentage, RBIs, hits, average, all that. WAR is not to be found. Christian Walker had one home run, I think yesterday, Bart. I do not know if he hit one today or not. I don't have today's stats. And if that holds true, then I am not in first place. Mark is, but we'll have to take a further look. Demoting us to Spawn Picks Light. Hey, at least I have an argument coming from a place of some knowledge. So don't demote me. Just let me be the other side of the coin. And I think that'll be a much better idea. Baseball reference, that's something that you might like, but and think that that's the end all be all. But to layman people, they might not know what that is. And they want to go with the eye test, or they want to go straight to Major League Baseball and have Major League Baseball tell them how it is. Not my man Sith, who it feels like he's a so-called savant out there.
That's all right, Sith. I'm not, hey, we kid, we bust each other's stones. Again, you have your feelings on it. I have mine. Do I agree that war has a place? Absolutely, because there is some credence to it. But when I think of some great baseball players or people that have made the game what it is today, you even said yourself, you got a Mark McGwire who is nowhere near the top of war. And when I think of wins against, just using the words, wins against replacement, who is replacing Mark McGwire? Even in the lineup of Kyle Schwarber and the Phillies, who is replacing Kyle Schwarber in the lineup? I mean, it's supposed to be an equal replacement of somebody from their minor league team, or however the definition of war goes. Who's replacing Kyle Schwarber? Nobody. And McGwire is definitely a Hall of Fame caliber player. Unfortunately, since we are also card bros, McGwire's value in his cards have diminished considerably over the years, which is unfortunate because his cards, when I was growing up, were worth more than they are today. All right, just to move on. So I hope you at least appreciate, Sith, that I put some extra effort in tonight to have a good, healthy debate. That I did bring the numbers out for you. And we got Carolina Cards in the house. What's going on, Carolina Cards? Glad that you decided to come back again this week. It's good having you. Give me 1 second here. The Hall of Fame is political and pretty meaningless outside of woke membership. Many players deserve to be in. I mean, the argument keeping them out and not looking at existing members is more hilarity. I could not agree with you more on that. Well, after all these years, it was even admitted that Mike Schmidt, for focus, was taking amphetamines. A lot of those players then were to remain focused. All right, so on to your pitching stats for the week. We got Tariq Skubal at the top of the list, 222 strikeouts. Garrett Crochet, 218. Paul Skeens, 195. We got Logan Webb, 194. Hunter Brown, 190. Dylan Cease, 190. Jesus Luzardo creeping up on that list with 190. And Christopher Sanchez with 186. So a bunch of Phillies jumping up high on the list. When I think Christopher Sanchez, he's been having a phenomenal year. He won't win the Cy Young. He's not a pitcher that I think of strikeout. He's more of a ground ball pitcher. To be up high on that list is actually pretty surprising. Here is your ERA. Paul Skeens leading the way with a 198. Tariq Skubal with a 2.10. Likely your two Cy Young winners for both leagues. And then Hunter Brown, 2.25. And then we have a bit of a drop-off after that. Ciskai, Yoshinobu Yamamoto up in there with a 2.72 ERA. Now, looking strictly at pitching WAR, Tariq Skubal with a 6.8, Paul Skeens with a 6.7, and yes, Christopher Sanchez with a 6.7 as well. So we're looking, if we are going to have it both ways. Hold on 1 second here. We're going to have it both ways. Christopher Sanchez is definitely in the running for Cy Young. So if we're going to put much stock in the WAR, you better give some love to my man, Christopher Sanchez. I'd have to go back and look at numbers. Does Canseco have the numbers that warrant him being in the Hall? I'm not sure, but definitely Mark McGwire has the numbers. Sorry, I didn't see that. Yeah, but again, you want to put soul stock in WAR, which, just like MVP and taking out people because on steroids, you're taking out whole levels of exciting players, like a Mark McGwire, or Kyle Schwarber, who right now has been electric this season, but is way down on the WAR list. At least he's on the page, but he's down on the list quite a bit. So you're taking out some really exciting players. But I think for the pitching WAR, having Tariq Skubal and Paul Skeens at the top, now that makes a lot of sense. You got guys like Garrett Crochet that are still near the top as well. Yamamoto, I would have expected him to be a little bit higher up the list than he is, but the pitching WAR, those numbers tend to me make a little bit more sense and look more reasonable. All right, so that is all I have for baseball. We're moving along quite fast. We've got no trolls, no trolley trolls. Again, I don't know if everybody's watching football or if me starting to do the StreamYard is not having YouTube right now push people into my direction, but I have my main bros in the chat right now, and that's all that really matters. Well, I do have to say that the window is quickly closing on Schwarber, which I can admit I'm not conceding anything just yet, Sith. But Schwarber, he gets a little streaky, and he went. At first, he goes 0 for 19 the other week, and then hits 4 home runs in a game for 9 RBIs, and then has pretty much did nothing this week. Flew out with people in scoring position earlier in today's game. I thought he was going to end up screwing up again, but he did get a single and got an RBI today, but it was not enough. My main guy, my favorite guy to PC, Bryce Harper, he's had his own fair struggles. I hope he's ready, because playoff Harper is definitely an exciting person to watch. But yeah, he's up and down too. But I hope we see the best of Harper yet. Will the Phillies pay Kyle? Let's put that up for a little bit, but let's not forget to take it down. Will they pay Kyle? It all depends, Sith. If he's looking to get $1 billion, if he's looking to get an Ohtani-sized contract, then absolutely not. I can't see anybody reasonably wanting to pay him an Ohtani-sized contract. But is he worth, I don't know, $700 million or whatever amount of years that can equate to being a big contract, but not the biggest? If Kyle goes to the Mets, will you still cheer for him? I mean, cheer might be a strong word. Would I want to see him succeed there? Absolutely. Hey, I like to see. I like watching Juan Soto succeed. I really like the fact that he's succeeding, but the Mets are still losing. So, as long as Kyle's not getting the Mets over the hump, yeah, I will certainly still root for Kyle. He's one of the guys that I definitely still would. He's earned my respect. It's not just a Philly thing. He's earned my respect. We got my man Titus in the house. God is great. He says, yo, I say to you, Titus, Ohio, to you and all the kids there at the hospital. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Yeah, well, yeah, Rockies are definitely one of those need no ownership sort of franchises. Nothing is going to change until that changes, and you know that's the likelihood of that happening isn't very high. Would you rather pay Kyle $250 million or Harper $300 million for the same amount of years? So just act like Harper's contract is over and just start fresh. Which of the two I would rather have? I mean, that's hard. My heart definitely wants to say Harper because Harper is my favorite player. What I've seen Kyle do this year makes me lean that way. But Harper is the true blue leader of the team. Got 2 MVPs of his own. And for the fact that, again, what I mentioned just a little while ago, playoff Harper is something completely different than regular season Harper. Harper does get hurt. A lot of that to his own, detriment because of how he leans into the plate. He's ready to hit. He's taking balls off the wrist, off the face. Things happen for him. I probably would still lean towards Harper when you look at everything equal. As the leader of the team, I'm guessing I'd have to go with Harper. Ryan, do I play Hut Hut? I kind of have a feeling of what that means, but no, I don't play Hut Hut. If you're looking to grease it up with somebody, there's plenty of other channels that you can go find your next mate. This one's not that channel. but you got a shout out. So congratulations. I didn't totally ignore you. Let's move on to a different. No, I like it soft and gentle, and I definitely don't. I definitely pitch and don't catch. Let's switch it up just for a little bit here. You got the shout out there, Ryan. I don't perform like a monkey. Shout out's about all you're gonna get. I don't take requests. Some stuff here. Definitely want to add one or two things in to get us into this next little bit. What's going on, Moon? Glad to have you back in, pal. Actually got a bunch of football clips for us tonight, including a Raiders one. So Sith and Moon, be on the lookout for that, because I do have a Raiders clip, and I have a Broncos clip just for my man Uncanny Swag as well. You know what I also have, and I'll put this up here. I do have a fantasy football team, and I was super excited about my man Justin Herbert, who was projected to give me 19 points and gave me over 30 this week. But I also hear in my ear my man Swag telling me this.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Well, I care about my fantasy football. I don't know if any of you guys also have fantasy football, and Justin Herbert did me a solid this week. So congratulations to the Chargers on their win. Congratulations to the Broncos on their win today as well, even though it wasn't exactly pretty. Well, any kind of betting at times will make me cheer for teams that I don't like to root for. We got my man Pick Six Cards in the house. Pick Six. Saints fan, I believe. Did they not? I believe they lost today. Did they not, pal? Yeah, Cardinals over the Saints. Sorry about that, Pick Six, but glad you're here, buddy. Budget Rips in the house. What's going on there, Budget Rips? Get back to... Nope. Yeah, we'll rock with that for a little bit. Why not? Lions definitely have some work to do there, Budget. I am fully expecting the Packers to win to win the North this year, and today's game kind of proves why. And they still say after the game that they have stuff that they want to clean up. So, if they feel they have stuff to clean up and that's how they played today. I mean, the only glaring thing was that they were giving up some passes up the middle, but only give up 6 points and then a late meaningless touchdown at the end. Packers played really good today. We'll definitely go over some of that in a little bit. Just want to see how you guys are all doing out there. Niners did. You're right. The Niners did miss their window. They caught lightning in a bottle with having injuries, and then Purdy taking over, and then they were still friggin' damn good. But they lost their opportunities. But they won today, so they got that going for them. BC says, rest in peace, Davy Johnson. I must feel like an idiot not knowing who that. Davy Johnson. Yes, sorry. You said Davy. I'm like, wasn't putting two and two together, but yeah. Talk about a guy from Philadelphia that a guy that I love to hate but had mad respect for was Davy Johnson, longtime Mets manager, but definitely a great ambassador of the game. So yes, rest in peace, Davy Johnson. We'll leave that up there, BC. But I will also greet my man Justin W. Smith from Big Sky Entertainment in the house. Says, hello, Nikki. Sorry I've been late. Not staying as long between your show and Spine Tips. A lot going on in my personal life. Hey, Justin, completely understandable. You also know that you can hit me up anytime you want, whether it's Instagram, DM, or since we're also Facebook friends, you can instant message me over on Facebook if you ever need anything. If you ever just want to talk, I'm here for you. I'm here for your family. So Kenyon is more than as well, pal. But glad you are here right now. I wasn't even expecting you here tonight, Justin. I figured you'd be watching some Buffalo Bills, maybe the Buffalo game tonight. I'm sure you're super excited about the Pittsburgh Steelers winning today. I know my man who just came in, Vince, the sports car ripping teacher, is super happy about the Packers winning today. He says, go Pack, go. I'll give it up to you for that. Go Pack, go. Even though I don't like the Packers, I don't like the fact that they were one of the front runners to try to get the push ban there, Vince. But I do like the Packers. I like where they're heading. I think they win that division. And I said that before the start of the season. Yeah, I mean, I am not a huge Aaron Rodgers fan, and I know because of his personal actions, there's a lot of people that want to root against the man and hate on him and whatnot, but all that guy really ever does is win. So good for Aaron Rodgers. I will certainly tune in for that. I know Justin, our buddy Sith, and Lady Sith are big Terrifier fans, so I thought you had already done an Art the Clown for some reason, unless you put out another one because you've added to your collection. Totally agree there, Sith. But sometimes, he goes a little too far, has that almost like that tinfoil hat mentality. So you take it with a grain of salt. Don't get too offended on some outlandish shit he says, but take in, when he's speaking from the heart and the words that he says. Like you gotta read between the lines sometimes, and everything will come out on top. So let's see, where are we? Again, I have all my football clips lined up, but yeah. You know what? So we'll just before that first hour, we'll just get into Eagles football, and then we'll get into the rest of the week. So Eagles football, started off a little bit weird. Everybody wants to talk about Jalen Carter and Dak Prescott and the spitting incident going on there. Yes, I, as an Eagles fan, was embarrassed. I'm sure he was embarrassed. He is like a big kid and very immature. Could have hurt the team, and certainly did through most of that game. His presence was missed. But at the end of the day, the Eagles still won. And I'll have to, once again, play my favorite little new nugget. Big first win for the Eagles. That's right. The EAGLES. Eagles with the win. We're going to take on the Chiefs, who lost to the Chargers this week. Bolts up to them. We're taking on the Chiefs. And just as a reminder to you all out there, this is what it looked like the last time we played the Chiefs.
Looking, firing, intercepted, picked up by Cooper DeJean, gets a block. DeJean is in, touchdown.
Yeah, I don't just call it. Just call it.
The Vince Lombardi Trophy is headed to Philadelphia. Eagles fly in Super Bowl 59.
Everything that I've had, praise the Lord. Worship Christ with the best of your portions. I know I won't forget all He's done. He's the strength in this race that I run. Every time I look up, I see God's faithfulness, and it shows just how much He is miraculous. I can't keep it to myself. I can't sit here and be still. Everybody I will tell.
That's right. Chiefs think they're going to come in and get a little bit of a revenge. Eagles themselves don't want to say that they're defending champs. This is a brand new season, which I agree. It's a brand new season that sees a more weakened Kansas City Chiefs. And the Eagles are going to come in to Kansas City and whoop that ass. Eagles going 2-0. Yes, I'm a homer, Sith. That's how I like to roll with it. That's all right. YouTube can then block it. I'll just trim out that clip when we're done. Vince likes my little bit alarm. I actually want to buy that, Vince. I think that's cool as shit. Brittany's loving the action that we got going on. Taylor Swift crying. Absolutely swag. We'll put that up here. Taylor Swift is crying. I lost my train of thought, but yes, we're gonna go in there and we're gonna take care of business. Running a Hallmark clip. Yeah, I'll just trim that out if necessary. But we're on to other football. Football has officially kicked off this week. It's not just about the Eagles. So I will certainly, as we get into hour number 2, we'll get into a lot of other football. I only have a few clips. I can't stuff a shitload of clips and just make a show. Considering I had clips before, and I've ran 2-hour shows without them. Brittany wants spaghetti. I as an Italian, I like some good pasta on a plate as well. Yeah, at this point, nobody wants to see Kansas City win, but admittedly, the Eagles, they're getting dangerously close to being that next team that everybody hates, and I hope that doesn't happen. Curtis Gill's back again. What's going on there, Curtis Hill? Curtis Gill. I did not do this at the top of the show, but as we're getting ready to get into hour number 2, I will do it right now. I would like to thank my channel members, all-star members, which is Brittany, Jazambi, Small Town Rips, and 2 balls are better than 1. Big special thank you to my good friends, my bros, over on the Spine Ticks live channel, where Sith Lordly is our gracious host that has myself, Uncanny Swag, Perch's Corner, and Dan Delatorre. We're over there every Saturday night, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific time, where we then roll in and have a great time here every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're just looking to hang out and chill and have a great time each week, our shows is where it's at. These are our slots. These are our time slots that have not been changed, will not be changed. If you just want to have a good time, come hang out with us every weekend. Used to review Hallmark movies. That must have been a while ago, because I've been rolling strong with you guys for a while now. So that must have been deep a while ago during your 5 to 7 hour marathons that you guys used to have over on Spine Ticks Maine. Stuck in the Dryer 98 wants to know how I'm doing. Stuck in the Dryer, I am doing great. You know, I'll put you up there on the stage for a minute. They're stuck in the dryer. I hope you're doing well as well. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for hanging out with us. As we get further and further into the football season, baseball season, and you know, we'll go football pretty heavy with a little bit of NBA and NHL as well mixed in, because you know I like both those sports as well. NBA and NHL right around the corner. We're looking at about 4 more weeks till the NHL season starts, and like 5 more weeks, and your NBA season kicks in. Matt Breaks Wax, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate the compliment. Eagles did look pretty good. Their offense looked great in the first half. Their defense was okay. Handled it. Gave up a lot of yards early on to CeeDee Lamb, and Dak was looking good. But at the end of the day, we won a lot of games that way last year too, on our way and on our road to win the Super Bowl. So, we started last year at 2-2. Don't forget that. We looked sloppy at the beginning, and there was times, even the rest of the season, we just found a way to win. That's Jalen Hurts' mantra. He's not looking to be flashy. He's not looking to be a Joe Burrow throwing for God knows how many yards. He's not looking to be, the one and only main man, Aaron Rodgers. He just wants to win. All the other guys are they're buying into it. I think they're going to repeat. This is their window. This is the opportunity. But Matt Breaks Wax, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Oh, wow. See, I don't have anything against the Ravens. It is game 1. We'll see how that shakes loose for the rest of the season. I had the Bills being the Eagles' opposition in the Super Bowl this year. So we'll see how that works out. But good for your team winning so far. Let's see how the rest of the game plays out. We got my man, Justin, 3 good nerds in the house. What's going on, Justin? Talked to you earlier in the week. Sorry about my Eagles beating up on the Cowboys. Well, not beating up. We won by 4 points. Let's get real about it. It wasn't a blowout. I actually thought it was going to be a blowout. I thought it was going to be double digits. Didn't quite happen that way. Some of it has to do with the fact that, our top defensive guy decided to get a little disgusting and hock a little loogie, It happened. But glad to have you here, Justin. Obvious that whether you're new to the channel or have been here before, I welcome you all in. Glad you're here. My friends that have been with me for a while, thanks for being here. Even though I haven't been around all week, I've watched literally 0 videos. I watched Justin's opening home run challenge first thing in the morning, Monday video, and that was the only thing I watched the entire week when it came to YouTube. I can't even explain why, but so I'm glad you guys still stick with me even when I'm not present and being supportive of you guys. Again, Justin, you probably came in right after my little rant about or whatnot about the Eagles. They don't always win. They don't always win pretty. They just find ways to win. Jazambi in the house. What's going on, Jazambi? Glad I actually, you know what? I lied. I did do a little. I didn't watch videos all week, but I did get into my man Jazambi's live stream for the last 15, 20 minutes of him watching the Packers game today. It's been too long since I've been over on Jazambi's channel. So Jazambi, was good seeing you today. Good on your Packers. As Vince has already said, go Pack go. I think the Packers are going to win that division. And I'm even now more convinced, even though, yes, it's week 1, and T said it's week 1. Oh, it's week 1. Vikings fan. I think the Packers are definitely going to be a pretty solid team. I don't think they're going to do anything in the playoffs, but they're going to be a really solid team this year. But we're about to hit hour number. We are definitely into hour number 2. And you know how that rolls. BC, I'm sure you know what time it is. What do we do when we're hitting hour number 2? We get louder. We get rolling. I got to get a little energy pump up. Now I'm wearing headphones. I just got to take the pump. It's chair spin time! Keep it going for hour number 2. Make sure you're staying hydrated, whether you're drinking tea, some soda like myself, or a few adult beverages. Stick around for hour number 2. We're going to talk a lot of football during this hour. Let's kick it off. Thanks for all being here. I had to be like my man Bambi and have like some those little shots of a fireball, and that'll get me going on these live streams. Drink a little fireball. I've got to have the bobs too. Yes, it's not just about the chair spin. We're talking Lagana for life, baby, and the bobs. Let's get into our number. Let's put the music on pause. This is what we saw this week. Which clips? We'll go with those Packers first.
Would come up big in this game, and he has so far. Here he is throwing to the end zone. He's got a touchdown pass to Jaden Reed. Packers on the board again.
Great Packers win today. I'll just run through the list and then we'll get talking about it all. Eagles over Dallas, Chargers over the Chiefs, Colts over the Dolphins. Next up, Steelers. They won today. That was a shootout. Back and forth game. Who would have thought Justin Fields goes to the stinking Jets and actually has a shootout with Aaron Rodgers? But here was touchdown number 4 for Aaron Rodgers on the day.
Pick the handoff. Rodgers under a rush. Wide open. Touchdown. Calvin Austin. Aaron Rodgers comes back to Jersey with a bang.
Good old AR putting up the TDs like the Rodgers of old. Jaguars, they beat the Panthers today. Travis Hunter looked pretty darn good. Cardinals over the Saints. Commanders over the Giants. This was a little bit of an interesting one because it was a lot tighter. I thought Commanders were going to roll over them. They didn't look that great, but they got the win. Got to see a few snaps of Scatterbo, who I think is going to be a pretty damn good player. I'm going to definitely be on the search for his cards. I'm not going to buy any singles of him, but if I happen to rip open and find some Scatterbo, I think I'm going to hold on to them. Definitely excited to see what he's going to be, even though he's a Giant. Bucks over the Falcons. Now, I'm going to point out in the Bucks Falcons game. The score 23-20. What's significant about that is my son, Ethan's NBA talk, predicted that exact score of the game, which is a miracle because the Bucks scored a touchdown to make it 23-20, and the freaking kicker doinked it off the upright and missed the extra point, and it stayed 23-20. And the Falcons came down, and Koo, who's a pretty damn good kicker for the Falcons, missed the tying field goal. Bucks win 23-20. Let me see what you guys are all saying here in chat. Where I don't even know where Daniel Jones is. Bengals over the Browns. I think it was like 14-13. Big old snooze fest. Raiders. That's right. The Raiders. The Raiders. Sis team. They won today. They beat the Patriots. And just for you, I got a clip for you there, Sith.
First and goal. Genty. So much power. He's in first and goal. Genty. So much power. He's going to bang it in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. And the
First
Raiders back in front.
TD for Genty. That's a hell of a way to start it off there, Rook. I like that. Good way to start off. 49ers over the Seahawks. We already showed the Packers clip of that and them beating the Lions. Rams over the Texans. Ooh, not looking so good for CJ Stroud. Is this are we now looking at a total bust? Went from being a tremendous quarterback year one to somewhat of a sophomore slump last year, and then who knows what's going on. It's only game one, but are we really relying on CJ to be a special quarterback? Remains to be seen. But right now they're swaggerlicious. Broncos over the Titans. And a little clip just for you.
When Snead is not in the game, you see Sutton, with the out and up.
Hell of a
That little
touchdown.
Oscar
Bo
pump
Nix.
on
A little
Baker.
pump fake.
Well done by Bo Nix to come back after some rough sequences on offense. Execute the footwork, the pump fake, and the
So that's the highlights that I have today. Any surprises? Any things? Thanks, Jazambi. I appreciate it. Just trying some. StreamYard was the first week last week. Trying to work it out. Throw in a little bit of flavor here and there. Maybe get some new eyeballs on the channel, especially once we get into the heart of the football season. For those who do like to do videos and do live streams and get watch hours and looking for new subs. I mean, I'm here to have fun, but I kind of look at that kind of stuff too. My live streams that I did near the very end of the football season and the entire playoffs were my most watched streams through the entire year. I'm now just a little over a year into doing the streaming. I think last July was the first stream that I did, but as we get into the height of football season, you'll see a lot more people. The algorithm pushes it because I start talking a lot of football, and football's king here in America. But Elvis Pie, he likes the Eagles. I'm sure Elvis Pie agrees that the Eagles are going to repeat this year. Jazambi, that is awesome. I like Micah Parsons. I think how it all went down is weird or whatnot. I mean, you're under contract. You know, Terry McLaurin did the same thing. You're under fucking contract. But you know, in all these sports, these guys are under contract and then still whine like babies and want extensions. I almost totally timed myself out right there. Let's get back into here. Put that back on. All right, so that's all I have for the clips. Right now, the Ravens and Bills are playing tomorrow night. I think is going to be an absolute snooze fest. Vikings versus Bears. That's going to be a miserable sport tomorrow night. But hey, I'll be watching. Will you be watching? I'll be watching. Spoken like a true Packers fan there, Jazambi. That you hope your rivals get a tie. Honestly, the best thing that could happen is that somehow the Bears stumble into a win. Because you know the Bears aren't going to do shit this year. But if they could somehow stumble into a win to disrupt the Vikings' pursuit at glory, that's probably a better option for you. Adam, the Bears fan, and I don't know if you guys are wrestling fans, but it was funny watching wrestling this week in SmackDown, and Becky Lynch in Chicago just totally like dissing on Chicago sports, but what's the word I'm thinking of? She conveniently left out talking bad about the Bears because her husband happens to be a Bears fan. But totally talk shit on the Cubs and the Blackhawks and the Bulls, but kind of conveniently left out talking about the Bears being losers because, you know, her husband Seth Rollins being a big Chicago Bears fan. Well, Adam, just about anything can be better than the way the Bears played last year, but I don't have much confidence in them. I still have them finishing last in their division. Could they actually win 5 games this year? There's the improvement. Oh, and Super Bowl Shuffle, that's you know, during that time, that's where it was at. Refrigerator Perry, one of my favorite Hollywood, Tim McMahon, the bandana or the headband and the glasses, you know, the epitome of cool back in those days. And then he became an Eagle for a little while as a backup. I don't think that man gets enough credit of what a stud he was. Jalen, everything's been good. I appreciate you being here tonight. It's always good seeing you. And thanks for asking. And yes, your Lions suck today. Sorry about your luck. Elvis Pie is laying into Adam. Keep it peaceful, though, there, Elvis. Scrolling back, make sure I didn't miss anything. No. We got an update on the Bears. I guess I'll look on my phone for it. All right, so it seems like it's an interesting game, even though I'm not watching it. Ravens up 27-19 over the Bills. Not like it's a blowout, guys. Appreciate it, Jalen. Oh, back in the day, Sith. Even back in the day, I liked having some Walter Payton cards. I'm pretty sure I had a few. But we're also talking of days like Bo Jackson was a great card to have. I know BC, he liked collecting those sets back in the day, just like you have quite a few of the sets and buying the whole sets. I think it was, 1985? I'm looking it up, 1985. It's 1985. What year was the year of the... Yeah. 1985 Topps. That was the best card. Was that his rookie year card to Walter Payton? I'm looking it up right now because I always, that was one of my favorite sets. I mean, today when I'm opening cards, I can't stand the landscape cards, but for whatever reason, as a kid, your black border 85 Topps, that was like the coolest card to me. Adam, you're like the only one old enough that probably actually saw that happen with the Eagles picking on Santa Claus. Get some new material, people. And we all know what kind of a man Walter Payton was too. That's why, you have that award to this day, the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. And some really good people have gotten that award. As much as I don't like Dak Prescott being a Dallas Cowboys hater that I am, he was Walter Payton Man of the Year. We were talking earlier today about Russell Wilson and his where Sith believes he will be a Hall of Famer. He was also Walter Payton Man of the Year, and you get to see that little patch that they have that they get to wear. I believe it was maybe T.J. Watt or one of the brothers got the award as well. I don't know who else got it, but you know, Walter Payton still living on in the world of football today. Looking further back for just a minute before I welcome in my girl. Where's she at? Where's she at? Where's she at? That's Veronica. Christy's Crazy Crafty Life. But the way I like to roll with it, Veronica, thank you for being here tonight. You know I love you, girl. That's Veronica at Christy's Crazy Crafty Life, 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 Christy's Crazy Crafty Life. That's right, you gotta put music to it, and you'll have a hit song for my girl Veronica at Christy's Crazy Crafty Life. Welcome to Veronica. Thanks for the support and being here tonight. Guys, give my girl Veronica some love. Anytime, Veronica. You're always a great supporter of this channel, as well as hanging out with me and the boys over on Sis channel at Fine Picks Live. So thanks for being here, girl. Love having you. We got Legend 55 in the house. What up, dog? Good to have you here. See, I wish I would like that. See, I felt like I was always the designated driver in our relationship. I always had to make sure when we went out, I had to stay sober enough. Although I was the one that got to party hard on New Year's Eve, but the other nights we would go out, I seemed like I was the one that had to do my best to stay sober enough. That's like an oxymoron because you shouldn't be drinking and driving, folks. Just a PSA. Don't drink and drive. Legend 55, tell me how you're doing out there, buddy. I forgot that you were a Chiefs fan. They are going to stink pretty badly, pal. And, you know, I'm just going to have to rub some salt in the wound and replay these wonderful clips that I made just for you. Or not just for you, but for Chiefs fans on my Eagles last year. Don't forget what happened to your Chiefs just a few short months ago there, Legend 55.
Looking, firing, intercepted, picked up by Cooper DeJean, gets a block. DeJean is in, touchdown.
It's over. Yeah, I don't just call it. Just call it.
Time. The Vince Lombardi Trophy is headed to Philadelphia. Eagles fly in Super Bowl 59.
Everything that I've had, praise the Lord. Worship Christ with the best of your portions. I know I won't forget all He's done. He's the strength in this race that I run. Every time I look up, I see God's faithfulness, and it shows just how much He is miraculous. I can't keep it to myself. I can't sit here and be still. Everybody I will tell.
All righty, the Chiefs the big dynasty, I think, is swiftly, yes, I meant to say it like that, swiftly coming to an end right before our eyes. All right, Adam, you have a wonderful night, my friend. Elvis, I don't know about Frankfurt being the toughest hood in America next to Kensington here in Philadelphia. You got neighborhoods like Germantown and Olney. Those are some real hood towns. Frankfurt, I'm not so sure about that. But that's all right. I'll give you props for being where you're at. You're definitely probably one of those guys that when the Eagles won were over there on Frankfurt and Cotman out there in Mayfair. But where I was in, I want to say I was just in the in my home, the quiet confines of my home. But no, I was out at Dick's Sporting Goods picking up some merch when my Eagles won the Super Bowl. I'm from Tartaria, says Sith. Abiled Perez wants to know where I'm from. I'm from I want to say the great state of Pennsylvania, but I'm not. There's some things you don't want to brag about. No, that's not true. We actually, I do Amazon work, and I'm out on routes, and I see some beautiful sites and the countryside on the parts of Pennsylvania that I get to go to. So, outside your Philadelphia realm, it's actually very beautiful around here. Moon wants you guys to hit the like button. Make sure you do. Thank you, Moon. Jalen Season giving you guys the little nudge to do the same. BC remembers me hanging out at the Dick's. That was interesting. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully I get to do more stuff like that, BC, and bring the live stream on the road. But if you're still here there, Abi Maled Perez, thank you for stopping by. Hopefully I didn't butcher that name too bad. Yeah, because that was a blast. Out on the road, around here we actually have some really good Philly sports streamers, influencers that do a lot of cool shit on their Instagram channels and shit like that. I don't know. Why can't your man Nikki Two Times get a little piece of that pie just for the fun of it? You know why? Because I'm not. You might think I'm super outgoing because I'm here, but I'm in the confines of my own house again, where it's quiet, hanging out with you guys that are on the other side. Yes, I get on Sis stream and do that where I'm interacting with a couple people, but man, it's a whole different atmosphere to literally be somewhere out on the street doing videos and doing lives with other people around, and they're looking at you. And, I'm not that much of an extrovert that sometimes I can, be a little shaky with stuff like that, but I would love to do it more. Gone fishing, I definitely would do a lot of fishing. What I need to do is get myself like a GoPro swag or like a, Google Glass or something like that. Because we've done quite a bit of fishing. We're actually going to, on Wednesday, I think we're going to do some deep sea fishing and fishing for flounder before the season's over. That's going to be a lot of fun. I caught some nice catfish this year. Of course, I catch a lot of bass. I should get open my we have an Instagram channel that I don't use a whole lot, called Cefelli Anglers. That's my whole that's my sons, myself, my wife, just posting pics of fish that we've caught, but I haven't posted there in quite a while. Veronica likes to be locked up at home, but it is nice that you still come out and chat away with us in the streams, Veronica. It is a little bit more, less invasive, or I'm probably using the wrong words, but of course, Adam, I'm sure of it, that you'd have a lot of that good stuff where you're at. I would love to do more trout fishing. I'm not into the whole fly fishing thing and being in waders and stuff like that and using the fly rod, but there's other ways to catch a trout. And I would certainly do more of that. I did something I've never done before, and I was completely shocked that it even happened. I like to fish for bass using what's called a Fat Albert. If you're not familiar with what a Fat Albert is, it's like about this big. It's like a rubber bait, little body, and a tail off of it. You use a weighted hook, stick that through, and you fish. Well, I thought I had a nice bass fish on last week. It was heavy, and then I brought it up, and it was a catfish. It was a good sized catfish, and I should probably maybe post it here somewhere. And it was an awesome looking catfish. I was flabbergasted. I can't believe I caught a catfish on a rubber bait. Crappie fishing. Okay, we've tried to do crappie. We definitely catch a lot, sunnies, bluegill type stuff, but I know crappie can get considerably bigger than your typical bluegill and yellow tails, or whatever they're called. Hold on, let me get the music. Which one's this? Okay. I like that one. I've heard Sith play this one. I like this. Yeah, if any of you that are in chat are not familiar with Veronica, this is why the other reason I give you guys blue wrenches, not just because you're my friends. I want you guys to be friends with one another. This is what this community is about over on the weekend, is for you guys to all be friends. If you're not familiar with Veronica, she does a lot of awesome videos where people come in, or people send her stuff, and she makes cool stuff. She finds some good stuff on the cheap to use to craft up stuff. It's in the name, Christy's Crazy Crafty Life, and she does some really cool crafts. I don't know if you've ever seen the show Chopped, where that's the cooking show where they take weird things and weird ingredients and put them together to make an awesome dish. Well, I feel like that's what Veronica does a lot of times with her crafts. She takes things that seemingly on the surface wouldn't go together, but she does some really cool stuff with it and makes some really cool stuff. I apologize, Veronica. I don't know if you have an Etsy, but Veronica should certainly have an Etsy and sell some of the cool shit that she makes. Brent says, what's up? What's going on, Brent? Let's put you up here. Beaded bows. Very cool there, Veronica. And Veronica will take a basic, like a playing card. I've seen Veronica take like a playing card, one of those like paper mache cupcake holders and a sticker and bows and stuff, and make something really cool out of it, or make it like a super cool like greeting card, or all kinds of cool stuff. So if you're into all that crafting stuff, check Veronica out. Or if you just, are looking for a good, solid supporter and friend to talk to, Veronica is definitely top notch for that. And I saw that. Yes, I am vibing. You guys have all been terrific tonight. What's going on? What's going on with let me look. What's going on with that Bills Ravens game? Let me get a score for myself. All right, Ravens are now pulling away a little bit. We got a 2-possession lead in the fourth quarter. Bills do have the ball. They're about halfway down the field, so maybe they can cut it back into one touchdown and a 2-point conversion. For those of you that are not aware, I am going to start having guests on the show. Nothing set in stone. I haven't started making any kind of real invitations as yet. There'll be shows in the future that'll be a scheduled guest that I'll actually put in the description and stuff, saying that guest is going to be here for that particular week. There's going to be impromptu guests where I'm going to send out the invitation, and if they pick up on it, want to come on, they can come on. Brittany, I know we talked. I would certainly love to have you on so you can show off some of your card collection, so we can admire it, and we can talk about possible awesome stuff that I can send you in the near future, because we've definitely talked that. BC, I would love to have you on as well. And any of our other friends that are out there lurking right now, would love to have you guys on, whether it's a one-shot or coming in every couple weeks, or I'm going to have invitations where you could pop in just to say hi to everybody and dip. That's fine too. Yeah, we'll certainly BC, Brittany, even you, Veronica, if you don't mind being on camera, you could do that too. Moon, if you want to be here while you're at work, just to dip in and say hi, you can do so. I hope your mom is doing okay, pal. And then BC, we can do a couple different things. Again, we could do an impromptu where we're just off the cuff, like on something, or we can also do a show where we're right on point on exactly what we're trying to talk about and such. We'll do a bunch of different things. I just think this is the way to go. You know, I'm not all high tech, but it certainly took me a little while to get to this point of wanting to go on to StreamYard and 2 weeks in. I think it's worked out pretty decently. I'm hoping and crossing my fingers that some of the low count and views have been just, last week was Labor Day weekend. This week is first week of football. But the algorithm I'm not getting the trolls like I was before. So I hope it has nothing to do with StreamYard and just has to do with some other extenuating circumstances, because this is the way to go now. I'm not switching back to doing lives on my phone unless I'm out and about. If I'm out and about doing an impromptu live from my car or such, like driving to work thing, or if I'm in a van that doesn't have a camera, maybe I could do a live on the road doing my deliveries. That'll all be from my phone. But these Sunday Fundays from now on are strictly StreamYard oriented, so that I could do the clips, so I can invite some of you fun people on here with me. Just looking back, making sure I didn't miss anything. All right, not a whole lot. Pencaloka. Brittany, I absolutely, you don't do anything really here on YouTube, but you show a lot of awesome, cool slabs over there on Instagram. You probably have more slabs than I do. Not that I have a lot, but you have more slabs than I do. I'm sure that's continuing to grow, and we'd love to see you at some point in all one shop. Show them one after another here, and we'll talk and get you on the channel at some point. Moon, I'm glad that she's doing a little bit better now. She's in a regular hospital room. Again, I feel like I screw the quote up every time, but Moon always says, hug the ones that you love and tell your mama that you love her, because you just never know. I hope I kind of didn't butcher that too much. I feel like I butcher it every time, but I get the sentiment every time I hear you say it, Moon. It certainly is the truth. Keep the ones that you love close. Always speak the truth. And I don't know where I was going with that, but I almost got a little too philosophical. Hamad thinks I look sexy. Well, thank you, Hamad. I'll use your specific words. Ahmad says I look hot. Speaking of hot, we'll change the subject real fast. Speaking of hot, I know my son Ethan's NBA talk is super excited because next week, Eagles Chiefs, it's a later game. And what happens, and I told him already what's going to happen on the later games. It's now football season. You know what football season is? It's wings time. But you know what else it is? In this household, the Nikki Two Times household, next Sunday, we're going to have Nanu's hot chicken. That's right, hot chicken. We love hot chicken in this house. I get the hot. He gets the very hot. My other son, NWE, he gets the mild. Ooh. I love the hot chicken. My stomach and my rear, maybe not so much, but if you ever get a chance to have a good plate of chicken and fries with a bunch of cheese and sauces and spices all over it, I suggest you try some hot chicken. And this is what we eat in this household during football season. Next Sunday will be our first time this year. Hamad is in Libya. He's liking what he's hearing from me. Do I have a quality voice for you there, Hamad? I thought I kind of had a face for radio. All right, Adam. Hamad, stay for as long as you want. If you like what you see, you like what you hear, you can listen to the sweet, silky voicings and soundings of Nikki Two Times here on Sunday Funday 65. Ah, jeez. Sean in the house. Not liking what you see. You're not liking what you see when it comes to this there, Sean. And your damn Texans. I don't know what's going on with CJ Stroud there, Sean, but wasn't too pretty for them today. Your Astros, I know that's your real passion, that's your real love. Hopefully for you that they can hold on to their place. I already forgot exactly where they're at. 3.5 games up out there on the American League West. This jersey is not trash. This was the number one selling jersey. Actually, I don't think this was the number one selling jersey. Sorry. I think the regular green Saquon was the number one selling jersey in the market last year. But I happen to like the Kelly green. I got myself a Kelly green. I got a Cooper DeJean in black. Yeah, not sure what to expect with those Texans. I thought I had them as a lock to win their division, but now I don't know, man. You want to hear my voice in a rap? I hate to disappoint. Looking back, Veronica likes some hot chicken. That's right, Veronica. Yummy hot chicken's the way to go. And you get so much food that you could have multiple meals out of the same plate. That's what we end up doing. So we can have it as like a late lunch before the 4:30 game, eat it all up, and then still have some left over for dinner. Well, I'm hoping, you know what? I'm going to look at it. Score of the Ravens Bills game is 40-25 Ravens right now. I'd love to know what the Astros did today because they lost today. Damn it. I guess that's right where you do say that they suck. And the Rangers fan just came back in, my man Justin and Three Good Nerds. And unfortunately, Christian Walker did not get a home run. So I am no longer in first place. We had a 3-way tie for first place. And I am no longer in that 3-way tie. But I will certainly let Justin tell us tomorrow where everybody fits into the standings. I know Bart, he's excited because he's jumping back up near the top and pulling away for the overall lead. I'm telling you right now, Justin, and I don't think anything is going to change, and I'll put it out on our Instagram chat just as a reminder, but I'm going with Juan Soto next week. That's my choice. We might have Bart decide to piggyback off me so that he can stay as close to my score as possible, but I'm going with Juan Soto. Juan Soto did hit like 2 or 3 this week, so he would have been a better candidate than Christian Walker. But Juan Soto's got 7 games coming up this week, I believe. I believe he's got 4. Yeah, it's a Soto base. That's it's basically all I have left is this Soto base, and everything else I throw at you the rest of the way is going to be a wing and a prayer. Guys that don't hit home runs that I'm just going to have to pick because I don't have any other ballers. I don't have any other sluggers. This Juan Soto base is the last of my sluggers. I got nothing. When I say I've got nothing, I've got nothing. We're talking, I might have to go with a Story Ruiz ×2, who's had like 2 home runs all year. He might have to be my choice next week just because he's a ×2. And pray to the home run contest gods that I can get some points. It's gonna be rough. I'm sure the first time I have BC on the live stream, it's gonna be one of the first things he says to me is how much he kicked my ass through the first half and continued to show my ass to the door in the second half of this season and beat the rest of you guys as well. BC just knows his shit and got lucky. Picked to finish off the first half of the season. He picked Jose Ramirez at the right time. I look like a porn star. I give off those Ron Jeremy vibes. You're Nikki 2 times and his OF channel. Hamad, you're a little bit naughty. You're a little bit dirty, you scamp. I don't know what's going on today, Justin, but I can tell you I have been looking at the numbers leading into today, and I know that Riley Green had done shit. I know your guy Glaber hit one yesterday. My guy Christian Walker hit one yesterday, and Bart had Pete Alonso who hit one earlier in the week, but I don't know if he did anything today. But everybody but myself had a ×2 this week, so that sucks for me. Justin, look forward to your home run contest update in the morning, and hopefully I can watch a few other videos besides that one this week. I have no rhyme or reason why I watched nothing this week, but when I say I watched nothing this week, I watched nothing this week. Looking at everything, making sure we are completely caught up. We are about ready to end. I feel like I still have so much energy to give you guys. But we're hitting 2 hours. It's been real. It's been great. Let's switch back to The Rock. Yeah, if I somehow could stay on for another 3.5 hours, Moon, to have your work go by a little bit faster, I certainly would, but it's definitely time to go. You guys, if you've been here long enough, know I complain when I'm in this room, my son's room, and how hot it can get in here. Well, our air conditioner broke yesterday, so I'm freaking absolutely dying today, especially I'm wearing a shirt under here and wearing this jersey. But I'm glad you were all here. You know how we do. Let's get the music all the way up for all you guys. We're going to give a big shout out to everybody that was here tonight. We had some newcomers: S3, Toronto 2.0, J&M Free Services, Ryan Dillon, Curtis Gill, Stuck in the Dryer 98, Elvis Pie, and Vimaled Perez, Brent, Ahmad Hamad, coming on to me really strongly. I love you too, I guess. I love that you're here tonight hanging out with us. We had my good friends, my Blue Rangers in the house, Doogie's Dugout, Joe Mansman, Moon over Miami at work. Hopefully the rest of your night goes better, Moon. We had my man Bart, DC Sports Cars, and we will definitely be in the future as investment on the show. We had my main man, Sith Lordly, coming out from his PSA and his channel. Once again, don't forget, every Saturday night on Fine Picks Live is our host, and you have panels myself, Coach's Corner, Dan Delatorre, and Uncanny Swag. You can find us there every Saturday night, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific time. We had Tommy Benson in the house, Uncanny Swag, who I'd already mentioned. We even had my little dude, he does things, Grant, stop by. Got a lot of golfing in over the summer. It was good for him to stop by. I wish he said goodbye when he left, but I was glad to see him tonight. Adam's Card Closet, keeping it. Chipper was hanging out with us tonight. Carolina Card stopped by. Titus Great was here. Dakota Miller, Pick 6 Cards, Budget Rip, my friend Vince, the Sports Card Ripping Go. Brittany, love you, girl. She was hanging out strong with us tonight. Matt Breaks, Max was in the house. Justin, pretty good nerd was here. Yes, Sammy came through. Another big Packers fan. Jalen, he's in. He's keeping it real. Hit that like and subscribe. I appreciate everything. Our dear Jalen. We had Legend 55. Sean, the Jedi Master, and of course, I'll give you another shout out, Veronica. It's my girl, Princess Crazy Crafty Life, Princess Crazy Crafty Life, Princess Crazy Crafty Life, Princess Crazy Crafty Life, Princess Crazy Life, Princess Crazy Crafty Life. That's right, it's Crazy Crafty. As always, it's been Nikki Two Time coming in with another Sunday Funday. This was episode 65. Pagana for life. Don't forget to bob. Don't forget to tip the waiter on your way out the door. As always, guys, have a great night.